Hi, y'all. Peace and blessing. Happy Saturday. Rich risings to you. I hope that you're having a great day, whatever day it may be when you're watching it. But today is the 111 portal. It is January 11th. So 111 or ones represent new beginnings, new starts. Just positive energies to be able to start from a solid foundation. And with 111 equaling 3, that means that we're able to create opportunities. So like we're able to build and start something from the ground up. And I think 3 is all about like magic, right? And it could tap into like the visionary energy. So like in this new beginning, as we're still in the beginning of the year, it's time to start something new and to start to build something. Like it's this portal that can usher us into a beautiful 2025. And so I have been extending a lot of love and prayers to those who are affected. 111 I just saw affected by the fires that are still occurring in California at this time. And so I hope that y'all are keeping them in your prayers and also offering any support that you may be able to offer at this time, as people are dealing with a lot of loss right now, a lot of confusion, a lot of heartache, and a lot of pain. So, I'm holding space for that. And I've definitely been praying for that. I was already like thinking of those without homes as we were like battling this winter storm. I'm definitely very much been keeping those who are houseless in my prayers prior to this even began. So it's just for this to be coming up even in such a strong way. So just praying so much peace and love and power for those. And blessings. May you be blessed. May there still be blessings that are able to come out of such tragedy, right? And I think one of the blessings that I am perceiving is like the blessing of community and the blessing of the way that people can show up for others, right? 222. So yes, it's having that love and kindness and building community and recognizing that we're never alone and that there is more support than we may perceive as available at some times. So yes, so let's go ahead and get into day 7 of our 30-day blessing challenge. My intention is this be a blessing that uplifts and enlightens the collective. Spirit, can I please have a card for what blessings is most needed for the collective at this time? What blessing most needs to be called into the world to uplift and to assist those on their journey at this time? Yeah, so on 111, let's create something new. Create something beneficial for all. And shuffle. Check out the art. Love it. I love it. So it says, blessing without borders. In essence, we are living energy flowing through the ocean of human consciousness, spiritual beings moving through cycles of life, birth, death, and rebirth. We are all interconnected and in communion with each other, no matter how much physical space appears to separate us. Feel the blessed presence of someone you love this moment in your heart. And I love this blessing without borders, because it goes to say that, and one of the reasons I am doing this 30-day blessing challenge is just to put these blessings out into the world, put these blessings out for the people who are dealing with so much. We have been dealing with so much for years. We have been like constantly bombarded with an ever-changing world, us being confronted with things that has been out of balance for some time. And it's like, okay, how can we create things that are more sustainable, right? But I love that this blessing is without borders, because just as I was sending my love and my prayers and my blessings out to those who are being affected by the fires that are occurring, right? It reminds us that we are interconnected. And I was already speaking about the power of community that I've been seeing, right? So we are all interconnected and in communion with each other, no matter how much physical space appears to separate us, right? So as they go through those disasters, it's not separate. As someone is losing their home, like, we can easily say, like, oh, well, that's just happening over there. That's not happening to me. That's not my problem. But it very much could easily well be your problem. I live in Houston, Texas, and we are no stranger to disasters. I've been through floods and hurricanes, and I've seen people lose everything. I've lost a lot through these storms, right? We've lost power during a winter storm, where people died in their homes, right? Where me and my son, we were freezing in our own home, right? So it's so easy to see disasters. And I even think as us as Americans, right? We are in such a privileged position, and we can see harm happening in other places. And a lot of the harm that is happening in these other places are like due to United States interference, right? And so it's easy for us to be able to live these lives and not be affected by so many tragedies that are happening on a wide scale each and every day for all of humanity. And we are not separate from that, right? And so we have just been placed in this blessed position where we can kind of feel detached from that. And now we can see how, like, when it's in our own backyard, like, this tragedy is real. And we feel that. And we're not separate from that. And we are interconnected through all of this, right? Because when you get into, I think our first blessing was the blessing of oneness. We are all one, right? So these things that can happen to them are happening to us, right? And so you never want to have separation and think that someone else's problems are just their problems, right? And so if you are able to offer support at this time for those who may be going through any hardship, right? Because there are people still houseless from the flooding and the hurricane that occurred in North Carolina, right? In those areas over there. They're still houseless in the midst of this winter that we're going through, right? So it is very, and I don't know if I showed the card, but a blessing without borders, right? So it says no matter how much physical space may seem to separate us, because that's not the truth, you know, separation is not the true way of being. And it says, blessings from your soul. You are a radiant being with many unique talents. Look with eyes of love and you will see this. Feel the creative power within you. The blessings pouring in as the healing light of your soul flows into every part of you. So at this time, I think it would be important to see where you can be a blessing towards others. How can you bless others in this time? Not trying to see what you can get from others, but what can you give, right? Because if we're not separated, when we give, we are also able to receive through that. And that's why that is one of, like, the teachings of Jesus, right? Because there is no separate and we are all one. So as you may be able to sleep in your home tonight, send up a prayer, you know, send a donation. Give some gratitude and some thanks, and recognize how blessed you are in this moment, and maybe how you can be a blessing to others. So I'll read it one more time to close out. A blessing without borders. In essence, we are living energy flowing through the ocean of human consciousness, spiritual beings moving through cycles of life, birth, death, and rebirth. We are all interconnected and in communion with each other, no matter how much physical space appears to separate us. Feel the blessed presence of someone you love this moment in your heart. So I hope that you remember that you are loved at all times. And I hope that you are a blessing to others. Peace.